Welcome to Let's Cool One. Jack Macklin here, your host. I have a special guest, Christian. How exactly do you say your last name?
Hindratno.
Hindrano.
Well, yeah, it sounds like Spanish a little bit, or maybe like Russian a little bit.
Yeah. Well, we're excited to have you here today,
Oh,
man.
thanks for inviting me, man. Yeah, I'm so excited. Yeah.
Yeah, man. So, when's the last time we played? When was the last time we played together?
Man, it was like 2 years ago at Easy Does It.
Yeah, was that it? Yeah.
Yeah, Will Mallard.
You're right, right. And then before that, we did like a St. Charles Jazz Weekend together.
Yep.
And I think when was the first time we played or met?
Rose's Lounge.
Roses.
I remember exactly. Yeah. That was the first time we met.
Yeah. Okay. Yes. I used to have this steady gig, I guess, every Wednesday at Rose's Lounge, and that was with. I guess I had a couple different people. Who was playing the night you came? Did I have you on a gig there?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
We played there before. I think it was Danny Bauer.
Yeah.
And then
Simon Chacho.
yeah, Simon Chacho.
Maybe Jeremy Benchish, or was it somebody else?
I don't remember, to be honest.
Yeah, that was a while ago. That was
It was a while ago.
I guess that was like 2020, 2021. When did you move here then?
2021.
Okay, so it must have been 2021 then, obviously. But yeah, so if you listeners, I guess the whole year of 2021, I did that gig
Yep.
like every Wednesday at Roses. It was like a jam plus a house set. That was awesome. Maybe I should bring that thing back.
Yeah, man, you should. Yeah.
Yeah, I should. Why not? There's cats ready to play. Roses is a chill bar. I'll have to go in there and see what's up. But yeah, we're stoked to have you. So you moved here in 2021, and
2021.
you're from
All the way from Indonesia. Yeah.
Indonesia. So why'd you choose Chicago?
Man, I was gonna go to Netherlands, but it's just too expensive, so I just moved to Chicago. Also, Elio?
Yeah,
Yeah, he brought me here. So
yeah, that's because he was already here.
Yep.
For the listeners that don't know, like, tell us a little bit about yourself and why you decided to pursue drums, and just a little bit about yourself here.
So yeah, I've been playing drums since I was like 7 years old, and then I was kind of playing like pop and rock music back then, but the first time I listened to jazz music, I think it was Chad Baker or something, and I just like fell in love.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you remember what Chet Baker?
It was Alone Together, maybe.
Alone Together.
Yeah, he's great. I
Yeah.
love Chad Baker. Yeah.
So that's what got you into jazz.
Jazz. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So when did you start like getting exposed to playing jazz drums or playing with other musicians?
Maybe when I was in high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, high school. Yeah.
What was this? What was the jazz scene like in Indonesia?
Man, it's pretty interesting. It's actually pretty good. We got like a lot of really great piano players, and then drummers too. Yeah,
Yeah.
drummers. There are a lot of like great drummers in Indonesia. Yeah.
Yeah. Who was there, like a teacher or some guy everyone
Yeah,
went to?
I used to study with this guy. He's a great drummer. His name is Alpha Sulham.
Okay.
Yeah, he's one of the best drummers in Indonesia.
Great.
Yeah, and I'm grateful I got a chance to study with him.
Yeah, that's killing. So
Yeah.
did a lot of the drummers who decided to pursue this music study with him?
I'm not sure, but I'm pretty sure there is. Yeah.
Okay. So then Elio moved to Chicago.
Earlier
and-
moved in Chicago in 2019.
That's right.
And then I was gonna go to Netherlands in 2019, and then we got like pandemic, COVID-19, and then I postponed it, and then I got here like 2021 because Elliot just like called me, yo, you gotta go to Chicago, man. It's a great city.
Yeah.
And the music scene is pretty good too. And I was like, okay, I'll go to Chicago.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So then after pandemic, what was attractive about the Netherlands?
So I heard good things about this school. I think it's called uh damn, I forgot. Um
It's okay.
I think it's called Conservatory van Amsterdam.
Okay.
Yeah. They got like Ben van Helder and then Rainer Boss.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a pretty good school. Yeah.
That's killing. So that was like what was going to bring you over there. And so now you said you were a little bit earlier before we got on. You're still in school now, right?
I am. Yeah, I got like 2 years left at Roosevelt.
And you're doing jazz studies there?
I am. Just studies music performance.
Okay. Yeah. How I guess well before we get there, let's still stay in the Indonesia. So like what was your first like gigging experience like there? Like you said you were in rock bands. So did you just meet the right people that got you into jazz?
Yeah, yeah. I remember my first gig as a jazz musician. I was like pretty nervous, and it was really exciting for me.
Yeah.
Cause I was a little kid. I was in high school, and then yeah, it was fun. I was playing with my roommate Kevin. He just got here for all the way from Indonesia. He's a bass player. He's a really good bass player. Uh, yeah, it was. Yeah, I think the first time we played together, it was when I was in high school, which is like 2016 or 17.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
So was there like jazz gigs to play in Indonesia at home?
Uh, Not a lot. I mean, if you compare to like Chicago, uh, I mean Chicago is like the best. I feel like it's the best place to live. Being a musician, especially jazz musicians. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, compared to Indonesia.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So you said your buddy just moved here from Indonesia
Yep.
then. So you played with him back at home, and so
Yeah.
did you kind of call him up and were you like, man, Chicago's
Yeah. So that's a very interesting story. Cause I used to call him all the time. And then we were just like talking about a lot of like random things, and then I was telling him, "Yo, you should come to Chicago. It's a great place to live." And then he's just like, "Okay, I'll go to Chicago." And then he actually goes to Roosevelt.
Oh, okay. So you guys go to school together?
Yeah.
Who do you study with over there
Uh,
at Roosevelt?
Paul Vertigo. He's a really good drummer. He used to
Yeah.
play a lot with Pat Metheny back in like
Right, right.
90s with PMG.
Yeah, who do you know Danny Gottlieb?
Danny Gottlieb. I think I've heard his name before.
Yeah, he also played with Pat Metheny in I guess it was like kind of earlier in Pat's career.
Oh, nice. Good to
But
know.
yeah, but he lived in Nashville and he's like an older guy, but he I seen him play a couple times, which was
Nice.
cool. Yeah, he's a beast. But that's awesome. So I wanted to get to like when you were moving here, how did it feel? How did you feel being a someone who's not from here, not even from this country, coming in to play music?
Man, that's a good question. The first time I moved here, I barely speak English. So people were like trying to talk to me, and I was like, sorry, what do you say again? Because I don't really understand what they're saying. But yeah, the first time I moved here, I feel like kind of like empty. Because I miss my family all the time, miss Indonesian foods, you know. But it feels like, well, Chicago, for me now, it feels like my second home. I love Chicago, man.
Yeah. Um, what did you do to like supplement that feeling here when you were missing home and stuff? Like, what did you find a community here in Chicago?
Yeah, yeah. I go to Indonesian church here,
Okay.
and then I gotta meet a lot of Indonesian people here, which is great for me. And then I used to go to park a lot, and then just like chill.
Yeah.
You see what I'm talking about.
Yeah, totally. No, that's good, dude. You gotta go to the park and chill.
Yeah.
Well, what was the reaction from like people in the community? Were like was people welcoming to you and
Yeah, yeah.
like
Absolutely, yeah. They're
being
super nice, super nice. Yeah.
yeah, everyone's pretty nice. I'd have to
Mm-hmm.
say like yeah, being a nice and supportive person is like what it's
Yeah.
all about.
Mm-hmm.
So so everyone the reactions were pretty good then when people
Yeah.
were like they were very welcoming to you. And so describe your like first initial experiences like after moving here and just like what you thought about the music scene, everything like that.
Yeah. So the first time, the first year I moved here, I had no gigs. So basically, just went to a lot of sessions, and then I remember my first gig in Chicago, which is like 3 years. Oh no, 2 years maybe. Oh no, not 2 years, maybe 3 years ago. Um, yeah. This guy, his name is Nat. He called me for a gig. And I think I was playing for this cooking show, and it was fun, but they didn't pay me.
uh
So I basically just like chilling there, and then
Wait, so what was it, a cooking show?
cooking show. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it was fun, but they didn't pay me, just for fun.
Yeah, wait, not bass player.
No, guitar player. So before I transferred to Roosevelt, I went to Harold Washington College.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cause it's like I feel like it's like the cheapest school in Chicago. And then I transferred to Roosevelt like 2 years ago. Cause I got pretty good scholarship there.
Yeah.
And then yeah, my first gig I was playing with this guy. His name's Nat. He's a guitarist. He was my friend when I was in Harold Washington College.
Yeah.
So yeah, he called me for this gig, but they didn't pay me. But it was cool.
Yeah.
I was just doing it for fun.
Right. So when was your first paid gig then in Chicago?
Oh man, I don't remember, to be honest. Let me think. Maybe at Chick-fil-A.
Yeah.
Maybe, yeah. I was playing with Elio and this bass player. His name is Devin Foster. If you
Okay.
know him, yeah,
I don't know if I do.
yeah. He's a really good bass player.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
To check them out.
It was like Chick-fil-A. It was a funny gig.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That wait, inside of Chick-fil-A?
yeah. I was playing for like this event at Chick-fil-A. I think it was like a corporate event or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah, it was fun.
That's killing. Okay. So let's take it back to getting into the music and stuff like that. What were some musicians, because obviously, I mean, you could see some people live growing
Yeah.
up in Indonesia, but like who were some people in your early influences getting into drums or like
My dad, absolutely. He was a
Your dad?
drummer. Yeah,
oh wow, okay, is
Yeah.
he a jazz drummer?
not like jazz drummer. He was like a pop drummer, kind of stuff. But like, he played like pop music. But yeah, he was my biggest influence back then.
Yeah, what did he play around the house? Like talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, yeah. So basically, he just like forced me to play drums when I was a kid.
Yeah.
So I was like, wasn't really interested with that kind of stuff back then, but he just like forced me to play drums, and then I was like, I think I like this stuff.
Yeah.
Drumming stuff, jazz music, and
Yeah, that's killing. So he was like showing you some pop stuff, got you
Yeah.
exposed to music like that. Was he playing records around the house?
like records like Final.
Yeah, or just in general, just music around the house that you got.
Not really. He just retired. Yeah,
Oh, okay, just
Yeah.
retired drummer.
just retired drumming. Yeah.
So then, what type of do you remember the moment when you first heard like jazz music or something? You're like, I want to do this, or when did you have that moment that you wanted to, kind of leave rock and go into jazz?
Yeah, I was really into total stuff, like old pop stuff. No, like old rock stuff, like total, like 80 stuff. And then my father just showed me like this record of Steve Gadd. I think it was I don't remember like what record it was, but I'm pretty sure it was Steve Gadd. I was like, oh, this guy is like really good at drumming, and I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I want to play jazz music. Yeah,
Yeah, that's killing. That's
yeah.
killing. Steve Guy is one of the best ever.
He is. He's one of the best.
Yeah. So did you have like because I feel very lucky because I came from like a high school that had like a really strong music program, and we had like jazz band as a class during the day.
Yeah,
So what was like the music programs where you
in
were
high
from?
school.
Yeah, or high school or just growing up. Like, did you have strong music programs or
No,
like?
we had no music program when I was in high school. Yeah, so basically just like uh, I feel like my friends are my biggest influence. Like Elio, Kevin. I think they brought me to this kind of music when I was probably like 16, 17 years old.
Yeah. So this was it something that you did more like outside of school, like extracurricular? It was nothing that people like facilitated within like an academic setting, right? Or
Yeah.
it
Hmm.
was all like extracurricular.
Yeah. Hmm.
Cool.
Something like that.
Yeah, it was all like outside of school on your own, you
Yep.
know. That's cool. So it was just like there was probably like very few people that were like really into it, right?
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So did you guys all know you wanted to come to well no, you said you were in Netherlands, but
Yeah.
um I guess for Elio, he was like probably knew he wanted to come to the United
Yeah. Yeah.
States,
Hmm.
to play music and
Yeah. He's been
do the
here for
jazz.
5 years, I guess.
Yeah, he does really well. He
Hmm.
does really well. He's one of the best piano players here.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
killing.
He is. He's killing. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out Elio. We'll have you on
Yeah.
here one day.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well then, yeah, that's how you're getting into music. So yeah, talk about a little bit more about the who are some of the drummers that you saw here right away and you like learned from when you first got here? Who was somebody that was really welcoming to you and
Um.
or what were the yeah.
Oh yeah. This guy, his name is Eric Binder.
Oh,
He
okay.
just
Yeah.
he used to live in Chicago. In Chicago, but he just moved back to New York because I'm pretty sure he was born and raised in New York, I guess. But yeah, he was my teacher when I was in Harold Washington College.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's a really good drummer, Eric Binder. Check out Eric Binder. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He plays like the tiny kit, right?
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. He kills it with that, right?
Yep, yep. Yeah, I learned a lot from him.
Yeah.
He's such a great teacher.
Yeah, I mean, me not knowing like what does the tiny kit like bring to the music, or like what does like why do people play tiny versus bigger kits?
Well, I guess bigger kids more like uh rock stuff, I guess, and the tiny kids, it just sounds different.
Right.
Yeah.
What do you play?
I play 18-inch bass drum,
Like
like pop kit.
what type of kit or
Like
who made it?
um, it's from Taiwan. It's a Taiwanese company, I guess. This drum set called Taiye drum set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, cool. So, you were telling me earlier that you just sold your car, right?
I am, yeah, I did. I just sold my car.
Yeah. So that's you're gonna have to if you have a gig, you bring your drum set on the train, right?
Well, or
Uber.
maybe like Uber.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's hard being a drummer without car. Cause you got a lot of stuff, so
Yeah. Of
it's
course.
just terrible. I just couldn't afford it, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
The insurance stuff, and then I had like this burning oil problem.
Right.
Just couldn't afford it, so just
Cars
decided
cars
to.
are hard. Maybe one
Man,
day you
it
could buy
is.
one again.
Yeah, I
Um,
wish.
Yeah, right. We'll see what's up. You
Yeah.
know, can donate to the Christian Hindratno Fund.
Yep.
Okay, so yeah, that's. I mean, I love having my car. It's like, well, obviously, so I can drive places and stuff. There's like so many gigs in the suburbs. I'm doing this thing where I'm like, um, teaching some band classes, and
Mm-hmm.
it's like they're all pretty far in the suburbs. So
Yeah.
it's like I have to drive out there
Nice.
to
Yeah.
like teach those classes. But how long did it take for since you got here for you to like start playing some gigs and people know who you were?
Maybe like a year. Yeah, maybe a year. Basically, just like show up to like any sessions and then uh connect with people.
Right.
Like asking their number, like their information, Instagram stuff like that.
Are you still going out to that many things?
Not a lot, but I love Andy's session because they have a session every Wednesdays and Thursdays.
Do you usually go to both of those?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. You go to those every week? Yeah, I haven't made it out to those yet, but I need to hit them up. I'm trying to go this week. Um, yeah, and they're cool.
Yeah, maybe we should go together, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's go. Let's go together.
yeah.
Let's hit up those sessions. I'll text you. Well, yeah, I got a new number. If you, yeah, because I think I tried to text you,
Yeah.
and you got a new
I just
number.
changed my number a year ago.
Yeah. So would you have like a Indonesian number?
No, so I just bought a new phone,
Mm.
which is I had to change my number.
Yeah, that's the worst. I
That's
changed
the
my
worst,
number too. Yeah, yeah. But it is what it is. Okay, so you talk about a little bit about what you're playing now and like who've you connected with really strongly and like some of your favorite gig experiences here in Chicago.
Man, so I I got a chance to play with this guy, John Rabagon,
Yeah, yeah.
at Hyde Park Jazz Fest like 3 weeks ago, and it was a blessing, man. It was a blessing. Uh, the gig was really fun, and um, yeah, it's a blessing for me. I mean, I got a chance to play with one of the greatest players in the
Yeah.
world. Yeah.
How'd you get connected with him?
So yeah, I used to play a lot at UIC for his student recital. So and then yeah, I played there all the time. And I guess basically he just like texted me, and then yo, you want to play with me at Hyde Park Jazz Fest? Because I used to play a lot for his students recital.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
So
I'm not
what's
sure.
what's that over at UIC, the student recitals?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How did you get connected with that?
Uh, basically just met at the session probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that where most of your connections stem from,
Yeah.
is the
Mm-hmm.
sessions?
Sessions,
Yeah, for sure.
Instagram probably.
Yeah, see what
Yeah.
other people are doing. Yeah, that's killing. So what are some of your top records that you really got into the music? And who are your favorite drummers?
Man, uh, I would say my top three records. Uh, the first one is Freddie Hubbard. Ready for Freddie.
Yeah.
That's my favorite one. Elvin Jones on drums.
Yeah.
And then second one probably Joe Farnsworth, because I took a lesson with him, and yeah, he's one of my favorite drummer, Joe Farnsworth.
Yeah,
And
he's
I
so
I
good.
love this record with David Hasseltine.
Have you heard that new Joe Farnsworth record with Kurt Rosenwinkel?
With Emmanuel Wilkins.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
that one's really good.
Mm-hmm. Uh, and then the third one probably, I would say, Joey DeFrancisco,
Yeah.
Snapshot.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's killing. That's
Byron
killing.
Landam on drums.
Yeah.
Paul Bollenbeck on guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
check that
Okay.
out. Yeah.
Paul Bolenbeck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, he's really killing.
Man, he's
so
killing, dude.
Yeah.
He's killing. Yeah.
Man, that's great. Poor Joey. Did you ever get a chance to see him?
Who?
Joey D.
Joey D. No, man.
Yeah, I got to see him a couple times at the Jazz Showcase,
Oh,
actually.
nice. When
Yeah.
was it?
It was probably like 2018 or 2017 or
Oh,
something like that, or 2019 maybe. I think he died a couple years ago, right?
yeah.
But yeah, it was something right before the pandemic. I've seen some of the best shows of my life probably at the Jazz
Oh,
Showcase.
wow. Yeah.
One that still sticks out to me is the Love Letters to Roy, the Nicholas Payton
Oh, yeah.
show. After Roy died, they played it was like Nick Payton, Ron Blake, Hutchinson, Rodney Whitaker, and Peter Martin, and they did
Nice.
the whole love letter like Roy tunes. But that one still sticks out to me as one of the best shows I've ever seen there.
Nice. Yeah.
It's probably just one of the best shows ever I've seen. It was just so swinging. I really like Gregory Hutchinson.
Yep. My
Yeah,
favorite drummer. Yeah.
yeah, yeah. He's also one of my favorite drummers. He's on that the Kurt Rosenwinkel trio. It's Angels Around.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I know that record. Yeah.
Yeah, that record is just so good. I was listening to that lately, and I'm just like blown away with Hutch. Um, but yeah, like who are some guys you studied to like understand the music, and understand the language, or who would yeah
Probably Paul Vertigo. Yeah,
yeah.
he's my guy. Yeah.
Was he ever like, oh, you need to transcribe like Philly Joe, or like how did he kind of portray the language to
Well,
you?
I think he's the guy who got me really into like free jazz stuff, like avant-garde
Yeah,
improvisational music, because I've been listening to a lot of like avant-garde shit like lately,
yeah,
Han Benning, and then Barry Altschul.
yeah.
Yeah, he's my guy. But I'm trying to be versatile, so I love old school stuff, and then but lately I've been really into like avant-garde music.
Man, that's awesome. And so Paul's been getting you into that.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Is he a pretty avant-garde musician?
He is, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah,
guess I'm not that familiar with his drum. I am with Pat a little bit, but like that wasn't as avant-garde, right?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
he does a lot of like avant-garde music, which
Cool.
is really cool.
And that was kind of what you did with John, right?
Yeah, something like that. I mean that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Who'd you say you're checking out in that scene or that field, the avant-garde stuff? Who are
Uh,
like the leading people of
oh
that?
yeah, check out this drummer. His name is Han Benning.
Okay.
He's the Dutch drummer. It's really good. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so that's crazy. There's Chicago is a great scene for the like avant-garde.
Yeah,
There's
yeah. Vincent Davies,
the art ensemble.
art ensemble. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you hung with Vincent at all?
I saw him live one time, but it was probably like a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a whole scene, but there's also like a lot of spots that Constellation, like Hungry Brain, they really support like the avant-garde
Yeah,
type of, even at the jazz festival and things like that, it seems like there's a lot more avant-garde type of
that's right.
music.
Yeah.
Like Orrin Evans's set was like it kind of it leaned in more of the avant-garde type of scene.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
Yeah, man. Who do you listening to lately?
who am I listening to?
Yeah.
Man, um I was actually just listening to this other Ron Blake record, and it's called Mistaken Identity
Nice.
with
Never heard
with,
that.
with Bobby Broom on
Bobby
it.
Broom,
Yeah, and
Kobe Watkins.
um yeah, well, saw him at the no, it's quartet with Bobby Broom and uh Kobe Watkins and Reuben Rogers.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and Ron Blake sounds amazing on it, and they do this one tune. I think it's called "Is That So," and it's from the Tenors of Our Time, the Roy Hargrove record.
Yeah.
Do you know that one?
I
From the Tenors of Our Time or something, and it's
Oh
like
yeah. Is that
the
with Joe Henderson?
yeah, Joe Henderson's on it, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Stanley Turrentine is on it a little bit, but he does one of the tunes from there because Ron Blake was in that band, which is Ron Blake is like I feel like super underrated as a saxophone player, like so good and so swinging. But that record I've been checking out, and I've been just checking out Grant Green a lot too. Just
Nice, yeah.
I love Grant Green. I just like his feel and his time feel. It's like I would is amazing, and I just like study him a lot. My teacher Scott Hesse, Scott. I like
Yeah.
been listening to his new record. He has a trio record that's out with Clark Summers and Dana Hall, which are
Nice, yeah.
two great three great Chicago musicians. But yeah, shout out to Scott too because he showed me a lot. He's taught me a lot, and his
Yeah.
record sounds amazing. And I would love to be able to play like that one day. He's a tremendous avant-garde
Yeah,
musician as
yeah.
well as like a straight ahead player. Can do it all. Um, what about you?
Um,
What are you listening to?
lately, I'm well, I'm listening to John Irabagon lately.
Yeah, the guy you play with.
Yeah. And then who else? Paul Motion.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah. So
So
well, that kind of stuff.
did you ever get into like that, like the Miles Davis quintet and like musicians like that?
Tony Williams. Stuff.
Yeah, Tony Williams or Philly Joe. Even did you ever get into that type of
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah. I love Philly Joe. I feel like he's one of my biggest influence. Um, I just love his drum solo, his drumming, his pulls, and then drive, all of it, man. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like nowadays, when you're like checking out music or practicing, like how much like bebop do you shed now? I guess is the question. Like how important do you think that is in like your playing or like in other people's playing? That type of language.
Well, yeah. I mean, bebop is definitely like the fundamental of jazz music. I feel like everyone should study bebop, but lately, since I like really into like avant-garde stuff, mostly in my practice routine, I mostly like do like improvisational stuff instead of like practicing like bebop style. Uh, but yeah, I love bebop.
How do you practice like improvisational stuff?
Just playing like random stuff, you know.
Just playing.
Just playing, yeah.
Yeah, that's killing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a great way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Um, oh yeah, you said that you were so you're like you're playing now, you're trying to do music as much as you can, but you're talking a little bit about how you were a sushi chef.
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
So how'd you get into that?
So basically, I used to work at Chick-fil-A, and then but not anymore because I got fired.
Oh really?
I won't tell you like what was the reason.
No.
But yeah, the owner is actually my friend, so he just like hit me up, and then yeah, I love making sushi, man. I think it's fun.
Yeah. So
Just trying to survive,
yeah, I know. I feel that. I mean, I just feel like that's an interesting thing and cool thing to do. Um, yeah. How'd you learn how to do that?
Basically, just on YouTube, stuff like that, by watching people making sushi. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the great way to learn.
Yeah. It's the greatest way to learn.
Yeah.
Was your but did you have to have like an addition for your buddy?
No, basically just like
He
he just
sent
like
you
hit me up. You want to make sushi, and I was like, yeah, sure, why not?
yeah, shit. Okay. Um, yeah, like what's growing up in Indonesia, what was like outside of music, what was it like there? Like what was growing up like?
Um, man, I just love the weather. The weather is like super nice in Indonesia. I mean, if you compare to like Chicago, because I feel like the weather in Chicago is like drastically changing all the time. Sometimes it's hot and then it's cold. It's just I just love the weather. I think it's perfect because I used to live in Bali. Have you ever heard about Bali Island before?
No.
It's a man. It's just like heaven, paradise, man.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
the living costs are like so cheap, and the beers are like really cheap, man. It's just like heaven. Yeah.
Yeah. So what was how's the culture different? Like how does the culture compare to Chicago?
Um, the first time I moved to Chicago, I didn't really feel like any like issue or something.
Hmm.
I feel like let me think. Cause I just went back to Indonesia like 5 months ago. I feel like people here are very supportive with like what you're doing. You know, uh, I'm not trying to like talking shit about my country, but
No.
that's the
Yeah.
fact. Indonesian people are they really like talking shit about other people, so, which is I don't really like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool though. That's cool that here's that you find it more supportive here.
Yeah, man, I love Chicago. I love. I mean, people here are super nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what were like a lot of the values people placed in Indonesia? Like, what was like family life like? What was like, you know, stuff like that? What was growing up like?
Well, yeah. My parents are basically Chinese. People usually call it by Chinese Indonesian. You know, Chinese people
Okay.
are everywhere. Like it's like literally everywhere. So I've been through like a lot of like racism stuff. Um, I got bullied all the time because I'm Chinese and I'm
Or
not.
are people like racist towards Chinese people? And
Yeah, they
oh
are.
wow,
Which is which I'm fine with that. Yeah, you know, see what I'm
yeah,
talking
it's just
about.
something that happened in Indonesia. So
Yeah,
was it hard to like? Is that something that really affected you?
not really. I'm like really used to it.
Wow.
Yeah,
So like coming to Chicago, how is like the same type of treatment? Do you find any people being like racist towards
not
you
at
or
all,
anything like
man.
that?
Not at
Yeah.
all. Yeah,
Yeah, there's like cuz there's so many people of all types of different backgrounds in
yeah.
here.
People here are like really diverse, so that's probably one of the thing. You know, I don't find like any racism here. Uh, People are so nice to me.
Yeah. But what's the biggest city in Indonesia?
Jakarta.
Jakarta?
Yeah, there's like the capital city. It used to be a capital city, but not anymore. I think they just moved it
They have
like
like
somewhere.
jazz there?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh
The
yeah.
jazz scene is pretty good. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Um okay. So your friends were like were they like dragging you to play music with them in Indonesia?
Not really. It's just like the jazz scene's like it's not that big. It's just really small. So we kind of like
So like they needed a drummer and so they were just like
yeah. You see what I'm talking about? Yeah.
just so because there's not that many people, so it
Mm-hmm.
was like always you. So were you always you're always super down and receptive with playing with everybody?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now that you're in Chicago and you've been here for 3 years, like what are some of your goals as a musician? Like what are you trying to accomplish here? And yeah,
Um, Probably like finish my degree.
is that
That's it. 'Cause-
is go to school?
Yeah,
Okay, finish school.
yeah. Cause I'm getting I'm getting sick of school, to be honest. But tired.
Yeah,
So basically, just finish my school and then that's it. Trying to like play
yeah.
around Chicago. I'm not trying to move anywhere, but trying to stay here. Yeah.
So do you have like certain like um you want to be a musician, right? You want to stick with drums,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and play. Do you have any like goal venues you want to play, or do you have like a band, or you want to do an album one day?
Man, maybe Green Mill. I
Yeah,
would love to play at Green Mill, man, someday.
me too, man.
Yeah,
I love
man.
Green Mill.
Man,
Coolest
they
venue.
have like really cool vibes. you know.
Such cool vibes. It's like
Yeah.
one of the coolest venues here in the
Yeah,
city
man.
for sure.
Mm-hmm.
No, so like do you have aspirations to like write your own music, do your own band, things like
Yeah,
that?
yeah. Uh, I've been trying to write my own composition. It's more like avant-garde stuff, not like old school stuff. Because I've been really into like avant-garde music.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Uh do it. I would love to play like that type of stuff. I
man.
feel
Yeah,
like
I'll hit you up definitely,
yeah,
man. Yeah,
definitely. I feel like that's something that the Chicago music scene has above a lot of other music scenes is like it's so rich with the diverse avant-garde style to
yeah,
where like I mean there's not that many much avant-garde music and stuff like that in Nashville, and that's always been since I'm from here, it's always been something that I like about the scene too, is that people really get to express themselves. Like what was attractive to you in like the avant-garde style versus like playing a little bit more straight ahead?
I mean, I like both. I feel
Yeah,
like yeah,
obviously, yeah.
cause I feel like there's like different type of like music between like avant-garde and straight ahead stuff. So probably just the mindset of playing that kind of stuff, you
Yeah.
know. Because if you're playing like more like free stuff, you have to think about like freedomness,
Right.
basically just that kind of stuff.
Totally. Yeah, I mean, so like what other music then do you like? So it's avant-garde, straight ahead, obviously jazz. What other music stuff did you
R
grow
and
up listening
B,
to?
yeah,
Yeah.
I love R&B, like D'Angelo, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, soul music.
Yeah, soul music, man. Black American music,
Mm-hmm.
right?
I also listen to rap music sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tupac, Biggie, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, of course. They have such
Wu
good.
Tang.
Yeah. Woo. Yeah, I love that. All Black American music, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So being like, this the music that we play, some people call Black American music, some people call jazz. Um, what are your thoughts on like playing this Black American music and what it should be called and how to approach um, playing music that was derived in a race that's you're not,
Yeah, I
and
think it
needing
should be
to.
called that way. I like the terms Black American music because it's from the slavery.
Mm-hmm.
Because I learned the history of the music because it came from the slavery back then, which is like I kind of like the terms like Black American music. I think it's like really cool.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think it's super inclusive to be called Black American music,
Yeah.
and for me, I feel like I'm in the same boat. I'm like a white guy trying to play black music, and it's not necessarily from my culture, but I mean, now it's different because I grew up with a lot of that music around, but I'm definitely humbled to be able to play it, and I think
Yeah.
that's what it should be called too.
I think music itself is a language. It's a universal language. So people like me, like, because I was born and raised in Indonesia, which
Right.
is so we have language barrier, but the music is like, you know, different language, so we can like talk to each other through music.
Totally.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, so like that has been probably a huge advantage for you not having that language barrier when you came
Yeah.
here, is
Mm-hmm.
to like be able to communicate with people
Yeah,
through
that's right.
music. Is do you have that feeling, or did you have that feeling with anybody where it was like an instant connection and you didn't even have to talk?
Yeah, yeah.
That feeling is amazing,
Mm-hmm.
where you just
Yep.
have like the instant connection then. So was your dad, was he playing Indonesian pop or was he playing like American pop?
Like Indonesian pop music.
What's that like? I
Man,
don't even
it's
know.
it's just like um it sounds similar to like old American music, cause American music are the biggest influence of the industry, like the world industry of music. It probably sounds like similar to like 80s pop music, like American. Yeah,
Yeah. Is there is it like, what do they call it? K-pop?
K-pop, like Korean pop music.
No, that's not Korean pop music. I didn't really know what the
Yeah.
K was for. It's Indonesian pop. So is it's very similar to American pop.
Mm-hmm.
Do they listen to American pop there?
I think some of them, yeah,
Yeah, I guess some people would listen to Indonesian pop here though, you know.
probably, even though you don't really know the language.
Oh yeah, is
Yeah.
it like it's in Indonesian obviously.
Indonesian language, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. That's interesting. So then was your dad in like different bands and stuff? You would follow him around, see his shows?
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that, yeah.
Was he a full-time musician?
He used to.
Yeah.
He used to play for this band called ACC.
Okay.
Yeah, which is I used to watch him all the time playing the drums.
Yeah.
He just retired like a couple of years ago.
So now he doesn't play anymore?
No, yeah,
Dang. So he retired from playing drums. That must
Yeah,
be
he-
successful.
he's well he's been doing like this kind of business. So we own a stationery shop in Indonesia. So
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
he's been doing it. He's like getting busy.
Yeah.
So he just like retired, stopped, quit playing music.
Yeah. So he's just running the shop, doing his
Yeah.
own business. I
Yeah.
mean, that would be sick to have your own business, you know,
Yeah.
and do music and just do your thing. Yes. Do you feel like you're still like learning a lot here in Chicago?
Yeah.
And learning a lot from some of the other musicians?
Yeah. I really want to study with George Fludis. I texted him like a couple times, but he's not available. But
He doesn't
yeah.
teach or what?
I think he teaches music like privately, but he's just like not available.
Oh,
Yeah.
hopefully one day.
Hopefully one day, man.
Yeah, yeah.
He's great, yeah.
He's amazing. He's
He's
one of my
amazing, yeah.
favorites ever. Played with Cedar and Ray Brown.
Who's your favorite guitarist in Chicago?
Man, there's so many great guitar players here. Scott Hessey's definitely one of my favorites right off the bat, and Bobby Broom. Obviously, those are like two giants to me. But I feel like Andy Brown too.
Andy Brown.
He's really amazing. He's really got that shit together, and I really like Matt Gold too.
Matt
He's
Gold.
killing. Dave Miller. They're so good.
Mike Alemana.
Yeah, Mike Alamana. He taught it to Paul a little bit too. Took a couple classes from him. He had learned so much from that guy. He was
Nice.
like he was so welcoming. He took us on this sweet tour like on the south side to see like all these old venues and stuff that he played that got torn down, like the Pershing Hotel, like where that stood, and he like showed us all to it. I guess we could have figured that out on our own, but it was like kind of cool that he was like giving us this guided tour of like all these historic venues.
Yeah.
And he was like he showed us so much about like what tunes to learn, how, because he played with Von Freeman for like 15 years, so he definitely was just so related to the history. But yeah, I mean, all those guys, I was just talking about Scott's trio record, and he definitely checked that out. George Fludis is your favorite, but who are some of your favorite drummers here in Chicago?
Greg Archery and Neil Hanfield, man.
Yeah,
Neil
yeah.
Hanfield. Yeah, he showed me this record one time. It was a Joey DeFrancisco album. It's called Snapshot, Byron Landon and Paul Bollenband.
Oh, that's the one you were doing.
Yeah. And it's probably one of my favorite albums of all time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check that out. Yeah,
Neil.
it's Neil, man.
Me and Neil did some playing together. He's amazing. Back in 2020, me and Danny Bauer were doing these like porch shows on his front porch in Wicker Park. Oh no,
Nice.
not Wicker. Old Town. Old Town.
Old Town.
Yeah, he actually just recently moved out of there, which is kind of a bummer. But Neil would come and play drums with us sometime, and yeah, he's crazy. He's really good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and so Neil's one of my favorites.
How about you? What's your top three records, man?
Top three records,
Yeah.
dude. I've been really going back into "Taken Off" by Herbie Hancock.
Oh yeah.
I feel like that's just one of my favorite
Billy
records.
Higgins, right?
Yeah, Billy Higgins, and he just sounds so swinging on there. The way that they play "Empty Pockets" on there just always been Herbie's comping on there just
Yeah.
always been so distinct to me, and I feel like that's amazing. The way that he plays. I would say another top record has to be "Smoking at the Half Note," Wes Montgomery.
Nice.
You know, have you checked that out?
No, I haven't, but I
Yeah,
gotta check that out.
yeah,
Absolutely.
that's Jimmy Cobb and
Cobb.
Paul Chambers and Wynton Kelly and Wes Montgomery.
Nice.
Smoking at the Half Note. I mean, that's just like classic Wes. Wes is one of my heroes. So I'd have to say those two. I've just listened to those two so much. And then third, I'd probably have to put like Nicholas Payton's Numbers record on there, just because I've listened to that so much, and I like learned every tune, and I just like at a young age too. I knew that record for a long time, and Nick is probably on the top of my list for people that I'd love to play with or be in their band. I would like Nicholas Payton has been a hero of mine for so long.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. I think I remember you mentioned. I think you mentioned that George Benson is your favorite guitarist.
Yeah, George, and Wes. They're like, you know, Godfather 1 and Godfather 2. Like those guys are so good that yeah, those two are definitely my favorite. George Benson and Wes.
Breezing, right?
Yeah, Breezing. Yeah,
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, come on, man. So what about you? Top favorite drummers or records? Like, who are your most influential drummers
Oh man.
that you checked out?
I would say top 5 probably. I like Eric Harlan, and then Philly Joe, Elfin. Who else? Marcus Gilmore probably. Yeah, and Byron Landon, man. Yeah, Byron Landon. I love his playing.
Yeah,
Byron Landon. Yeah.
killing, man. So I was gonna ask here, do you compose music, and if so, do you blend Indonesian traditional influences into it?
Dude, to be honest, no. I never really like dig into like Indonesian like cultural music, but I would love to. But mostly I compose the music that I know, which is like jazz music, avant-garde type of music. I don't really listen to Indonesian like traditional music at all, but I should probably like check that out.
Yeah. Being like a drummer, like how do you go about composition?
Composition, probably like man, I don't know, to be honest. I usually like wrote music, something like that comes in my mind, so I just like write it.
Do you play the piano or like?
Yeah, I play the piano a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. How important is that skill with like, being a non-diatonic instrument? How important is it to know a piano?
Man, piano is I feel like it's the fundamental of music, so we all have to learn piano, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really important to know like the skills and the chords.
So who did you always learn piano from a young age, or is that something that?
Yeah,
Okay.
I used to learn piano when I was a kid.
Yeah. You knew it from a young age.
Yeah.
So you knew how to play piano. Do you know how to do like basic jazz piano?
A little bit, yeah, a little bit. Like
Okay.
basically like 251 and 1625, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So you
Blues,
write, yeah, yeah.
yeah,
So you would know how to play piano, so you could write on there.
yeah, uh
That's killing. Most drummers don't know how to play piano, I would say.
huh. Still trying, you know.
No, no,
Mm.
I'm for real, but like, a little bit, where you can at least compose on there and uh yeah, so then I was gonna talk about Chicago. So what are some other things that you like about Chicago outside of the music scene?
Man, I like the city light, and also the foods in
Okay.
Chicago. Yeah, I like Mexican foods, tacos, enchiladas, the type of stuff, and then the hot dogs.
Hot
Yeah, yeah,
dogs?
hot dogs, man. Yeah.
Killing, bro.
Damn, what is it called? It's a really famous one. Maxwell.
Oh, the Polish?
Yeah, the Polish hot dogs.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
yeah.
really like that. I really like that one. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
killing. So what do you
Killing.
eat? Those are some of your favorite foods here?
Yeah. Uh huh.
What else do you like about the Chicago, just as a whole? Like, the lights you said?
Yeah, the city lights.
Yeah.
The Trump Tower, probably. I think it's like one of the coolest tower I've ever
Yeah.
seen. Trump Tower. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like pretty cool.
Yeah,
It's
it's
a
pretty cool, yeah.
cool looking tower for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah. The
Um,
river, Chicago River,
yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
So you said you're living now in
Bridgeport area.
Bridgeport
Yeah.
area. It's kind of by
Yeah, pretty close
Chinatown.
pretty close from Chinatown, like 5 minutes away from Chinatown.
Yeah, how's that area? Do you enjoy it?
Man, yeah, it's pretty cool. Yeah. I go to Chinatown a lot. I love Chinese foods. Yeah.
What are your favorite
right.
places, restaurants that you go to eat in the city? You have a favorite
Man.
place?
I'm telling you. This place is called Original Triple Crown. You should check that out, man.
Original Triple Crown?
Original Triple Crown. It's really cheap, affordable.
Chinese?
Chinese, yeah. Really cheap, affordable, great foods. Great environment
In Chinatown.
in Chinatown. Yeah.
Okay, killing. Original Triple Crown.
Yeah, check that out. Original Triple Crown. Yeah.
Yeah, bet I will. Okay, do you have any gigs coming up? Do you have any things that you want to let people know about?
Yeah. I think I'm playing next. No, not next week. November 9th, I guess. At Cafe Coda.
Okay,
Yeah.
in Madison, Wisconsin.
Madison, Wisconsin, yeah.
That's cool. Who's that with?
Sam Robinson. He's a trumpet player. He's a really good trumpet player, yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, man, I should try to book a show up there.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
The thing is just like, it's really far from Chicago.
right, right.
But I love Madison. I think it's like the coolest city I've ever been.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Yeah, like booking gigs is just something like you just gotta sit down and do. It's not something
Yeah.
that just will come to you. You kind of have to be a proactive band leader, to do that. Is there anything else you want to let the people know while we're on here?
Um,
Where to find you?
I guess you should check out Tanoshi Sushi Restaurant because I work there. So,
Yeah.
I make pretty good sushi. Come on.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. I'm sure you do. Try Christian's Sushi out.
Yeah.
Where can people find your music or your upcoming shows? You post on Instagram or anything?
I
like that?
usually post on Instagram. Yeah.
Okay, drop your handle?
Cyclic episode at Cyclic episode. Sam Rivers.
Yeah, I love that. I love a cyclic episode.
Yeah.
I love that tune. Bee boop boop bop bee doo boop boop boop.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, man. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show today. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, Christian I wanted to have him on today because I feel like his story is super inspiring. Kind of like,
Thanks.
having
Appreciate that,
some
man.
balls coming over here from a whole other country just to pursue this music. It takes some,
Thank you,
takes
yeah.
some courage,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, did you feel nervous doing the whole thing? Is it
Yeah,
scary?
man. This is my first time. I've never been to like any podcast, so this is
Yeah.
my first time.
Yeah, well, we're so stoked to have you on, man.
Thanks
you
for
were
having
great.
me.
Yeah, it's like I can't believe you just leaving home, leaving all the family aside. You're going to pursue drums, trying to figure it out in a whole new world, in a whole new country. It must be so. Props to you, man.
Yep.
Yeah, if you anyone out there listening, go support Christian. We're so stoked to have him on here today,
Thank you.
and we'll catch you guys next time on Let's Cool One with Jack Macklin.
Thank you.
We'll see ya.